Hello ride-on people. Well today, just a second, let me get rid of this garb, goodness me. It's okay, I won't breathe on you, you will not get the virus from me. So, the virus has infected the world, so nobody can ride, right? Wrong. The way to stick it to the virus is get out there in the lovely fresh air and the sunshine and blue skies and enjoy your bike, whether you have a beautiful brand new 2020 Rocket or whether your Rocket is considerably older and dirtier. Just get out and ride it. Now you can do this and still keep up your social distancing. It's quite easy actually. You can even do it with your friends. You think I'm crazy, don't you? Not at all. It's quite easy. So you go to your filling station and you fill up your bike, you use the pumps outside, you stay away from the other drivers and riders, put your card in, you fill her up, and then you go for a ride. Go for a ride with your friends. You don't have to stop somewhere for lunch, at a coffee shop, or where you would normally stop for lunch, say on a day-long ride out somewhere. You don't have to do that. When you stop, you can keep your distance from each other. You can talk on an intercom if you've got intercoms to share, and the only time you need to stop really is if you want to stretch your legs, and as I say, you can keep your 2 meters or 6 feet away from each other during those periods if you wish. And additionally, you will need to stop for fuel obviously, but you're not standing that close to other people filling up, and these days of course with credit cards you can just fill up at the gas station. So there's really no reason to not ride your bike. You can still be socially responsible and you can still socially distance yourself. Even if you ride with your friends, you can socially distance yourself. Just plan your route well, go on roads that you know well, make sure that it's a route that you're not going to run out of fuel at any point, and that you're able to get home again before the engine in your belly runs out of fuel. And if you do that, you can have fun on the road. So that's what I'm going to do today. Got this beautiful brand new Rocket, got this beautiful weather, and I want to go out and enjoy it, and I want to put a few miles on it, get it a bit closer to its first service, and that's what I'm going to do, have some fun today. So stay tuned and I'll give you a few thoughts while I'm out and about on the new 2020 Triumph Rocket 3R. So what a beautiful day for a ride. We've got nearly 80 degrees, sunshine, just been lovely, and been able to social distance ourselves from other riders and still talk to each other at a distance, been able to stop for fuel, gas up, move on. In fact, we've been a lot safer than if we'd stayed at home, because there's more people infected in the counties where we live than up here in the mountains where we don't live. So get out here, get some fresh air, get away from those that are potentially infected. It's actually the socially responsible thing to do. And besides, it's fun. It's a little bit safer if you ride at your normal riding speed, because there's fewer cars on the road, traffic is a little bit lighter, and take advantage of that, have some fun in the sunshine while it's a little bit quieter on the roads. So the Rocket now I think has got about 320 miles on it, and it's starting to loosen up a little bit, and starting to really enjoy it actually. It's a lot of fun to ride. It's got immense poke, it's got so much torque, this thing. You can kind of pretty much ride it in any gear you like, but particularly second to fourth gears are a lot of fun. Second for the hairpins, and third for some of the shorter straights, and fourth for the sweeping bends and longer curves. pretty nice, I must admit. So I wonder if you've been able to get out on your bike a little bit during this current crisis. If you have, let me know. I'm sure I'm going to get some hate mail for this one, saying I'm being irresponsible going out riding my bike, and why aren't I at home wrapping myself up in cotton wool in an oxygen tent. But you know, I think I am being responsible. I'm making sure my contact with people is minimal and limited, and no more than if I'd stayed at home on my own, and taking great care, for instance, when filling up with gas, to ensure that I leave my gloves on when I touch the petrol pump, because the scientists have apparently claimed that the virus can live up to 4 hours on plastic. So that's some food for thought for you if you next time you fill up the car. And all you people that think you're being safer at home by ordering everything from Amazon, think again. The experts again say that the virus can live up to 24 hours on cardboard. So be careful with those cardboard boxes. Make sure you're cutting them open and washing your hands thoroughly afterwards. But if you can, like I say, get out and about. You know, we're keeping 6 feet 2 meters between our bikes, and you know, there's nobody running a fever or coughing or experiencing any issues, but we're still not taking that for granted, and we're being careful. But we're just trying to limit the amount we're putting our life on hold without being reckless or you know, posing a risk to other people, be they in a at-risk group or not, because that's the key thing, isn't it? You know, the young people particularly realise that they are less susceptible to passing should they catch the COVID-19, and so they tend to not care about it too much. But of course they go and then visit Gramps and Gran and give it to them, and they're in a totally different demographic and have much more potential to not do so well. Now my riding buddies are actually behind me. I'm not friends socially with these people in front, but they've got a few nice bikes, Africa Twin up front, and then the new Indian Challenger in the middle there. That's a very nice bike. And then at the back it's a Harley Sports Glide, which is one of my favourite Harleys actually. It's from the Softail range, and it's got the little hard bags, and it's just that little bit lighter and more agile than most Harleys. And its front brake is a little bit weak. It's a single disc for cosmetic and cost reasons, and the rear pannier wobbles a bit on the overrun by the look of it. But in terms of its agility, the way it steers and feels, it's a good little bike there. I like that. And I can say good little bike because although Harleys are not small, they don't make that in the 114, it's a 107, and I'm on the big Rocket today, so that is a big engine, 2.5 litres. And the Rocket's been a weapon through the twisties today. I'm quite shocked how good it is, really. Like any big, heavy, long bike, if you get it seriously wrong, you're going to know about it. It'll get out of shape. But if you are doing everything right, it will actually be amazingly nimble. It will surprise you in terms of how quickly you can turn this thing, and you know, the ferocity that it rockets itself out of bends with its torque is just it's like animal magic. Not had any problems with ground clearance either today. I've been trying to get the pegs down just to see what it feels like in terms of unsettling the bike or not. I've scraped my my boot a couple of times, or 3 times actually. My left boot all the time. Perhaps I've got a bigger left foot than right foot. Should have called this video my left foot, right? But yeah, it's sweet. It's golden. It feels to me as good as the 1200 GSA with low suspension. I used to love that bike, and throwing that around, it really handled very well. But I did find that I'd again not catch my pegs, but I catch my feet periodically on the 1200 GSA. 1250, it's just not a problem. I've got a regular height GSA 1250, and that's golden. But the 1200 was that little bit lower. But yeah, loving the Rocket today. I mean, it just looks awesome in the sunshine. Although I did manage to spill gas all over the tank at the gas station, which I was not happy about. Can't wait to get home and get some water on that. But I got plenty of coats of F11 on it, about 5 coats I think, so I'm sure it will just wash off nicely. Range wise, it's a 4.8 tank and Harley claimed 32 mpg, so should in theory get 153 miles if my math is correct. But I've been, well, this morning I was averaging 38 to the gallon. I was taking it fairly easy. I had a bit of range anxiety, and this afternoon I've been getting 36 since I last filled up, and a range indication of about 150 miles, which I think is fair. I mean, when you think you know, engines like my GSA are massive, the 1250cc, and this is literally twice as big. It's a huge difference. So what else can I tell you? I need to do a video on Jerry's KCM 790 Adventure. I was going to say new then, but of course it's not new. He's had it quite some time. Let me just show you the Rocket Overtaking. Oh yeah. It's pretty effortless on the Rocket, I must admit. And, hello Mr. Officer, you didn't see that, did you? So yeah, I must admit it's just an awesome bike really. I'm really enjoying it, and the roll-on torque is effortless, and the fuel tank is you know, it's fair. It's best part of 5 gallon, but you know, it's going to be thirsty, something this big with this much performance. And it's kind of like the rear tyre. You know, I've had a few people come up to me and go, oh, how much is a 240 section rear tyre going to cost? And it's like, wow, man, who cares? You know, if you want a Rocket, you'll get one. You won't worry about the running costs. It's like buying a V8 pickup truck or something and then worrying about fuel economy. If you're going to do that, don't buy it. I'm pleased to say these cruiser riders ahead are actually pretty handy, which is nice. They hate it when you get stuck behind slow moving traffic or slow moving bikes. It doesn't really matter if it's going to slow you down, it's frustrating, but they're doing a very tidy job. Even the little 107 Sport Glide at the back, very tidy. I could overtake them, but you know, it just piss them off, and what's the point? Plus, you know, got my homies in tow somewhere back there. Here's my homies coming up. They got a bit stuck behind the traffic. No such problems for the Rocket, the mighty Rocket. Just light the fuse. Wow, it's hot today, I must admit. I think we've got 83 degrees, and we're still in March. I think it could be a record temperature day for Georgia. I think the record's 84, and we're heading south, which usually means we'll put on another 4 or 5 degrees temperature wise.
So I think the record could go today. That's better, clear road ahead. That's what I like to see. So I managed to get out on the GSA last week and give that a bit of a run, and that's doing well. It's coming up to its 12k service, and after the 6k service, well, at the 6k service, I put on another set of Michelin Anarchy Adventure, and I really like the tyre, and I have to say this time around it's probably lasted even better than the first time around. I think that's because the first 6 there were mainly summer, and the second 6 were mainly kind of autumn winter, so a little bit cooler for the tyre. And there's about 1,000 miles to go to the service, I guess, and the tyres look like they've easily got 1,000 miles in them. So again, I'll probably put another set on when I take it in for a service, which will be whenever now. Excuse me, will be whenever now, because you know, who knows what's going to happen in the future. I suspect we're all going to be working from home, those that can, until May at least. But I'd like to get the 600 mile service on this out of the way, so it's ready to ride in the summer months. It's really like a ghost town, a lot of these places, since the virus hit. It's almost like a movie, you know. Very little traffic, very few people moving around unless it's essential, empty car parks, all that jazz. It's great for riding though, you know, if you're, like I say, if you're doing a ride like I am today where you're being socially responsible, why not? You know, we don't have a fuel crisis, and nobody has the monopoly on the weather, so if the weather's good and you've got fuel in your tank, why not go for a ride? You don't have to stop anywhere, you don't have to talk to anyone, you don't have to interact with anybody whatsoever. Just get out on your bike, you in the wilderness, and enjoy it. You know, remember what it is that you love about riding, and get out there and lap it up. So that's my kind of tongue-in-cheek, if you like, video. It's the virus is a serious thing, and we should all treat it with respect. But equally, come on, guys, gotta live your life. We're all dying. We've all been dying since the day we were born. So get out there, have some fun, be responsible, but don't point fingers at people that are riding, thinking they're being irresponsible. They may well be being extremely responsible, and you should too. Get out, have some fun. Let me know where you've ridden to, what you've been doing, and how you've been able to get your slice of action in without endangering yourself or others. Okay, gonna sign off now. Much love to you and yours. I hope you're all fit and well, and long may that continue. Ride often, ride carefully, ride on.
I hope you're already a Ride On subscriber, but if not, please subscribe straight away. And last but not least, ride often, ride carefully, ride on.